All right, shalom, shalom. We are the real Hebrew Israelites coming day in and day out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, which is America. First off and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles of great millstone, salutations to the elect, where you may be. I'm going straight into it, as you see in the title. Wisdom is the perfect meal, the perfect ambiance, the perfect experience, if you will. And brothers who know my background, they know what I do. But when you get into the world of food, the world of hospitality, and things of that nature, there's the elegance that comes with it. There's a certain etiquette that comes with it. All right, and how much more, not only for us as Israelites, but on a higher level, wisdom. All right, because a lot of times through the scriptures, Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai presents wisdom as food, spiritual food. All right. Yahweh Shai is what? The bread of life. He talks about giving the water of life. All right. Talks about wisdom being like wine, the oil. All right. And things of that nature. So let's just hop straight into it. Proverbs 9:1. And not only that, I may be diving deep, whatever. When you really get into food, the science of it, the art of it, it's very deep because you don't let anybody just prepare your food. This is something you need to ingest and then take into your body, and you don't trust everybody with that at all. So when it comes to this truth, you have to be mindful of what you ingest. All right. And then what you spit out. Okay. Because sometimes you have to take the meat and spit out the bones. There's a lot of truth. There's a lot of lies. All right. But it has to coincide with the spirit. Okay. And Yahweh Shem Shai is not going to give you a meal that's not properly curated, if you will. All right. That's not properly paired. All right. One should not want her mate. Okay. It says, wisdom hath built her house and have hewn out 7 pillars. So, you imagine you going on a date to with your wife or whatnot, a nice house party or whatnot, beautiful home, It says wisdom has built her house. All right. So it's setting the ambiance, man. All right. She have killed her beast. She have mingled her wine. All right. There's a certain way you have to slaughter animals. All right. Some animals tense up when they die. Now the meat is tough or this or that. All right. There's proper etiquette on doing that. Not only that, when you get into butchery, there's certain ways you have to cut against the grain or against the grain so the meat could be tender or have a certain tenderness when you cut into it or eat it. Some meat needs to marinate for hours. All right. So it takes time. It takes prep. It takes a lot of work to getting things like that prepared. So how much more the spiritual food? All right. Like a person like me, like I said, and I know a couple of brothers who do the same thing I do. It's a lot that goes into that, man. How much should a person either this? How much of that? What balances out this? We can't give them too much of this because then it's going to make the taste go up. How much more the spirit and wisdom? All right. She have killed her beast. She have mingled her wine. All right. Anybody know the process of making a good wine? Anybody could just ferment some shit, but the process of making a good wine and going to it and going like in the depths of it. So imagine the wisdom. and the layers. All right, imagine who's the sommelier of actual wisdom, and what depths of wisdom you get. Okay, so hey, same thing with this truth, man. All right, you can have people that sit talk about the legs of wine, the smell. Is it stone fruit? Is it this? Is it that? There's layers. There's there's a certain way to make it so it's complex. All right, and like to us, this spirit or this truth is very deep. There's many layers to it, but it's simple too. All right, it says she have sent forth her maidens and cried upon the highest place of the city. So back in the day, you used to ring the bell. Hey, dinner is served. Hey, it's time to eat. All right, the meal is prepared. All right, but just like wisdom's at every corner, it's calling out. All right, so there's only certain people that's actually prepared for the dinner of Yahweh Shem Shai. It's only certain people that's listening to that sound that ding 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 ding. It's supper time. It's time to eat. There's only a certain amount of people that's going to listen out for that bell and be prepared, right? Whoso is simple, let him turn hither. As for he one of understanding, she saith unto him, come eat of my bread and drink of my wine that I have mingled. Forsake the foolish, so fuck all that bullshit out there in the streets and live and go in the way of understanding. All right? So, what Yahweh Shem Shai is giving us is purely spiritual and organic. All this other shit outside of that is foolishness. It's bullshit. All right? I am going to get remember Howard Shah said, man should not live by bread alone, but the words, the living words of Yahweh Shem Shai, right? This is Job 23 and 12. Let me get it. 23 and 12. It says, neither have I gone back from the commandment of thy lips. Commandment of thy lips, which is what? This wisdom, right? Law, statutes, and commandments, right? I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. That's how important wisdom is. It's more than necessary food. So if it says wisdom has mingled her wine, has prepared her meats, have furnished the table, yeah, it's the most nutritious spiritual nutrition you're ever going to get, man. All right. This is Psalms 119, 103. 119, 103. As a matter of fact, because you just was talking about the law and keeping the words of the Lord's mouth. Start with 100. The Psalms 119, 100. I understand more than the ancients because I have kept thy precepts. I have refrained my feet from every evil way, that I will keep thy word. I have not departed from thy judgments, for thou hast taught me. How sweet are thy words unto my taste, yea, sweeter than honey to my mouth. Through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. All right. Now it says, how sweet are thy words to my taste, yea, sweeter than honey. Now there's a scripture that talks about Shalom Akim, about not eating too much honey, all right? At least thou vomits. Oh, matter of fact, let me get it. Then it talks about eating enough honey that's sufficient for thee. Every brother ain't on the same level. Every brother can't consume as much as the next brother could consume. So don't even try it because you may throw up. And that's what the scripture was going into. But as you see, the spirit is compared to what? Food, oil, wine, bread. All right. Shalom, Akim. So I read that. This is Isaiah 55. Isaiah 55, starting with verse 1. Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that have no money, come ye buy and eat. All right. Not you niggas selling breakdowns. Right. The buy, how do you buy it? Making your body a living sacrifice, studying to show yourself approved, making your calling and diligence and your election sure, right? It says, buy and eat and come, buy wine and milk without money and without price. So, hey, it's a buffet, it's open. The Lord got it laid out for you. All right. You don't need to go here and spend this money on some bullshit, man. All right. On foolishness. That's what Proverbs was going into. All right. Wherefore do you spend money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfieth not? Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and let thy soul delight in itself in fatness. All right. If you know anything about fat, first of all, we don't supposed to eat fat, but if you cook, if you know anything about fat, fat is when that's where all the flavor is at. That's what everybody wants. All right. Or and not only that, fatness is like the best of the best. All right, when it talks about like the fatness of the earth, all right, you got the best of the best. So it says, let your soul delight in itself in fatness. All right, incline thy ear and come unto me here, and your soul shall live. And I will make an everlasting covenant with you, even the sure mercies of David. All right, and that's heavy, man. Even the sure mercies of David. So this is what that wisdom leads up to, man. You know what the sure mercies of David is? Salvation, man. Salvation. Hey, so with that, I pray this was edifying. I'm going to say all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to the other apostles, a great millstone, salutations to the elect, wherever you may be. Abba, Babal.